everyone, welcome to Geekonomics. We are back on Zoom, even though we said we were going to be in the studio, but works are fun with scheduling. So fortunately, we're back on the Zoom. Brian's hair is, of course, a total mess because he's ready to go mow the lawn.
Well, this was an impromptu. We weren't going to even do a show this week.
We weren't. But we started booking our tickets for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
And then I was thinking to myself, like, well, if we're both up and we're doing stuff, why don't we just do the show and get it over with?
Yeah, I was going to mow my lawn.
Yeah,
and
whatever.
Take a shower. But
Whatever.
now we're going to record. Yeah. And I'll mow the lawn after. But I'm very excited. We're going to go see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Part 1 because it's a two-parter.
Yes.
Comes out
on a cliffhanger.
Comes out next Thursday. It's so funny how the first movie I saw in the theater by myself, Christmas weekend.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And I know you saw it.
I took my niece.
Yeah.
During Christmas break, and we saw it, and she loved it. So I'm going to probably see it with you guys then, probably see if she wants to go see the second one.
So it sounds like we actually have a group. Dan's going to come with us. He did see the first one. Mike might come with us. John maybe, depend. But it'll definitely be you and me.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see opening night. It's going to be over 2 hours and 20 minutes.
It's a long one.
It's a long one. But the animation is worth it alone.
Yeah.
And now we're getting Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah.
Which that was the ending of. We got that little piece at the end.
Yeah.
So very excited for this.
It's Oscar Isaacs doing the voice.
Yes. So it should be awesome. Very excited. I love the animation in this movie. Even if the story is just okay, the animation's like a feast for the eyes.
Yeah.
But I think
speaking of a feast for the eyes, Brian.
Yeah.
This weekend at the Doubletree in Bristol.
Yes.
On the Super Show.
Yes.
I transition there. I picked up a good transition point there. I
like it.
Went for it. So I know you have all the info queued up and ready to go. So hit us with it, Brian.
Okay. This Sunday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at, like you said, the Doubletree Hotel, 42 Century Street, Bristol, Connecticut, 06010. $5
Directly across from ESPN, basically. So
if
you know where that is, you're going to find it.
$5 to get in. Over 75 dealer tables. There's going to be special guests. I heard Spider-Gwen is going to be there.
I heard that.
You can get your photo with Spider-Gwen. You're going to have Funko Pops, Pokemon. You're going to have comics. You're going to have toys. Just walking around, you're going to relive your childhood.
Yeah.
So
I know Matt Ryan's going to be there with the book 2 of Brenda. Is going to be unveiled there, I believe. Oh,
and this just in, costume contests with cash prizes and free caricatures and much, much more.
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. So that's newly added. I gotta keep talking, Mom. I'm going to take you on a little tour of my room. I gotta let my cat out of my room.
You don't want to leave him in there. That's the worst.
Well, here you go, bud. You want to go?
So not only will Spider-Gwen be there, Brian, but also Spider-Man himself.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right.
And I believe, I'm trying to see if I can find it. I know it was mentioned somewhere.
Well, anyway, this Sunday, it's a 3-day weekend. You have no excuses. Come on down. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. It's going to be a great day. $5. Even if you don't buy much, you get to have a great time. And they have a little restaurant in the hotel.
They do.
So you can make a day out of it. Come for 10 a.m., look around, get yourself some lunch, finish off the afternoon. We're there until 3 p.m. So Should be a great time.
I remember there's just being some news dropped about it. I'm trying to find out where I saw it.
Yeah, Spider-Gwen. That was the big news.
No, there was something else I thought.
No, that was someone was posting that. So, well, while you are worrying about that,
here's what one of them was. Mandalorian is going to be there.
Oh, Mando's going to be there.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. I'm excited for that. I got to get a photo of Mando.
Yeah, of course.
Nice. All right. Marcus. Oh my God. What a effing week.
It was quite the week for you.
Yeah. So my cat survived his operation. He's on the mend. Yeah, Buddy the cat is survived his 2-hour. He was under for 2 hours, which is a long time.
Yes, for a cat. That's long. Yeah.
6 teeth pulled.
Yeesh.
He's doing good. He has good days, bad days, but for the most part,
so don't we all?
Yeah, I brought him to the vet yesterday. Yeah, we all do. They said he's healing nicely.
Good.
I have to make sure the medication's in him, the pain at all times, so he could eat because he's still in a little bit of pain.
Yeah.
But he is much happier than he was when he had these bad teeth.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then the next day, the day of his operation, I was on my liquid diet for my colonoscopy, which was going to happen the next day.
Yes.
The next day, I was, as I told everybody, I was a human soda machine.
Yes.
I was literally just pooping yellow Gatorade. I was a soda machine.
Which happens to everybody. It's not like that's how it works. It's supposed to.
For anybody who's never had a colonoscopy.
Oh, I know what I'm saying. That's what I'm telling people. It's like, it's not some surprising thing. That's what's supposed to happen.
Well,
it's supposed to clean out your system completely.
So, Mark,
clean and clear and ready to go.
The last 5 hours before you have to go, you can't have anything.
Yeah.
And I get there. The nurse takes me in, and I tell her I'm not a big fan of needles.
Yeah.
They got to stick an IV into my thing to give me my propofol, so they can get me out. So she lays me down.
Sorry.
I know. We'll get there. We'll
hear about that story later on.
Yeah, we'll get there. So I tell her, I say, okay. She's like, do you want me to tell you? I'm like, I don't know what's worse. Just do it. So, no joke. She does it. My whole body gets a quick flop sweat. I'm like, and I just say out loud, oh boy. And my heart monitor went like this. Here's an imitation of my heart monitor. Beep, 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 beep. And she's like getting all excited there. I'm like, oh God. She get it. She got it in my hand. I looked at it. Oh, I should not have looked. Yeah. But they let you be. I calm myself down. I kind of concentrated on the beeping of my heart, and I just thought of other things. Then they wheel you into this room, and the funny thing is, they wheel me into the operating room, and the song I told you, the song that was playing is Alice in Chains, "Down in a Hole." And which I think is really funny. I'm like, what do they have all like related?
They probably do. They probably have all like songs that kind of correlate to that. They loosen you up. They don't want you to be, tight.
Yeah. It could be a Black Hole Sun could have been on it. I don't know. Just it was. I found it to be very humorous. So they have you lay on your side with your butt just hanging out, and the doctor has to position you like you're sitting in a chair, but you're laying on your side.
Yeah.
And he's trying to no, you gotta put your hips this way. And
but you give him that accent, turn your butt a little bit to give us a little bit of a.
So in my head, I thought my gown would be cover my butt until I fell asleep, but nope.
No.
Butt's right out there.
Yeah.
So I thought they were gonna tell me to
unveil you. I'm not gonna unveil you after the fact. Oh, there it is, buddy, the butt.
So they laid me on my side, and literally they turn off the lights. I go, oh wow, they turned off the lights, and my lights were out. I wake up in another room. It was like a blackout. I'm all out of it. And the nurse kept coming in trying to get me to sit up, and I kept laying back down. So I get dressed. I'm loopy as hell. And I tell the nurse, I say, they didn't have me count down. And she's like, oh, they didn't? I'm like, no, I wanted to tell them my joke. And I proceeded to tell her my
Your
joke.
bad jokes that you'd come up with.
I was like, I wanted to say to them, I hope they enjoy their stay. Please sign the guest book on the way out.
Yeah.
She laughed, probably out of pity.
Yeah, exactly. She's like, oh, I've never heard that one before.
We're shuffling. She's shuffling me out the door, and I see Allison, and I say, Allison, I didn't say I told her my stand up, and Allison's just like, oh god. And the nurse is like, I'm like, oh no, she knows the joke or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
She puts me in the car.
She's like, cool, great, fantastic.
She starts recording me. I'm like loopy. I was loopy.
Yeah. It's like after you get your teeth pulled.
Whew. We went to Bear's barbecue afterwards.
Yeah.
It was so good. I went home and I passed out.
Were you coherent at Bear's?
Oh yeah. I was wearing off by then.
Okay.
But they tell you when you're about to go under, you have to sign a waiver. You have to say you cannot make any major decisions for the day.
Yeah.
My major decision was, where should I eat?
Yeah. That's not a major decision. So
yeah, that was it. That was where should I eat? And I have to tell you, when you can't eat for 5 hours, you can't have anything.
It doesn't matter what it is. You could be fed gruel and you're like, this is the best thing in the world.
All foods sound good.
Yeah.
I
take me anywhere.
I'm listing off everything. I'm like, Chinese sounds good. Pizza sounds good.
Yeah.
It all sounds good, you know?
Exactly. It's like, why are you giving me this option? You should just make the option for me and I'll just eat whatever you want.
Well, Bear's is on the way home because we're in
Yeah.
So we went there.
Yeah.
But man, that was my adventures in colonoscopy. I'm good for the next 10 years, they said. The outcome of all this, I have whatchamacallit. Did I tell you? I can't think of the word now. Oh my god. I'm coming to a blank. Mark, did I tell you?
Then we're gonna talk about blank.
We are. But anyway, my colon's good. I have a good colon. No issues. But I have I have inflammation of the colon.
Yeah.
And I can't. It's on the tip. I'll think about it later. Anyway. So
diverticulosis or something.
Yes, diverticulosis.
Yeah. It's not diverticulitis, which is like a chronic thing, which my grandmother had.
Yes.
It's diverticulosis, which is just the
inflammation
kind of thing. Yeah.
Right. So
it's like a bacteria infection kind of thing.
I have to kind of watch. I have to have more fiber in my diet.
Yes.
So I'll figure that all out. But other than that, all clear. So then the lights at the end of the tunnel, pun intended.
Yes.
Was you, me, and my brother Tony going to see Blink-182 at the is it the USB?
The UBS. UBS. It's a bank. The UBS arena. Whatever you did, your mic's now weird.
Can you hear me now?
Weird. Yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay. I think I put my finger over it. That's why. In New York.
Yes, Long Island.
Course,
on the island.
And of course, it had to rain that day.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it could have been worse. We could have been, like I said to you on the way there, we could have been at Foxborough for the Taylor Swift concert.
Yes,
and got drenched.
That's true.
Where we just had to drive in it, which wasn't terrible.
Right.
For you, it was because you drive like a turtle
First of all, we hit
uphill.
traffic a lot. That wasn't my fault. I didn't cause traffic, Mark.
Well, someone did say we should have left an hour earlier, but
But we were fine.
yeah,
We were fine.
we
got
could have
there
had
right on
time to eat before we got there, as opposed to spending $20 on 6 chicken tenders and
Hey,
$10 on a $2 bottle of water.
that's what it is, baby.
God, Lee, they must be trying to pay for the arena with the money they charge for food.
But that's at all arenas. I mean, come on.
I know, but it's just kind of ridiculous. It's like,
But
come on.
the servings were kind of small, I thought.
Yeah.
But
I mean, especially to pay, like, how much was it? You said $13 for a thing of fries?
No, fries and water were $23.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. The fries were good, but weren't that good.
Yeah.
Then we went to McDonald's on the way home, and those fries were way better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But anyway, needless to say,
Tony got his popcorn, so all was right with the world.
yeah, the concert was fantastic. Probably one of my favorite Blink shows.
Yeah.
Having Tom back was amazing. I put it in my top 5 concert experiences.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The fact the whole arena was packed, sold out, and everybody just sang along to every song.
Yeah.
I am not gonna lie, when they started playing Feeling This, I don't know why, but I started getting emotional. I don't know why.
I was that way for a Miss You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good. That was a good one.
Yeah.
I got
it was like one of those, like I even almost got to the point where I was like, I gotta leave the room. I gotta leave the room. I can't be here.
I'm getting the chills now.
Getting the feels. I'm getting the feels.
So good. I know.
Catch me in the feels.
But my God, they nailed. I loved their animation. I loved the set, the way they had they had animation for every single song. They had an inflatable bunny. Then they had the inflatable ambulance come out with the rabbit driving it.
Yeah.
The banter between Tom and Mark is always classic. Very funny stuff, and we got some great photos. Yeah, I just absolutely loved it. It was a great time to hang out with you and Tony. We had the car vaults.
Yeah,
we laughed. It was really nice to hear Tony say when we all parted ways at the end of the night at like 2:30 in the morning.
Oh,
Tony's like, I haven't laughed like that in a long time.
Yeah,
and I haven't either. And I'm assuming you haven't either.
No, I have not. I said to Claire, I was like, I think it was like the first day in a long time that I've like not like had anything in my head like parent stuff or any of the other stuff that's been going on in my head. So it was nice to kind of like detach from the world for a day.
It was
a long day though.
We left at 3, but it felt like it was. I got
home at 3. It was only like 12. It was like a 12-hour journey to see Blink-182 for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
The opening band's not my favorites. I said to Claire, I texted her as it was happening. I'm like, I really feel old because I don't understand this music whatsoever.
I like Turnstile. Beauty School Dropouts, I can take it or leave it.
Yeah.
But I like Turnstile a lot.
Turnstile's thing with me. Here's my thing with Turnstile. And I said this to Claire too the next day because she was like, "What were you talking about?" I'm like, the lead singer has a good voice. I don't understand the thought process of I can sing, but I'd rather just like blare music over top of me singing to the point where you can't understand what I'm saying.
Well, that's fair. Everybody has different tastes.
Yeah.
I think the albums hit their albums.
Like I have the same thing with Slipknot. Like that guy can sing, but they choose to do the other thing and just scream and blast music, which could be an old person thing. I could be getting old, but whichever.
Hey, we all have to. Yeah. I like Turnstile when their album. I thought it was cool to see them live, but I think they sound better on their album.
Yeah.
But
The drummer was really good.
The what?
I was impressed with their drummer.
Yeah, he was really good.
Drummer. He's really good.
Yeah, he was good.
Yeah.
He was no Travis Barker, baby.
No, but I could see why they would have picked that band to go. Like if Travis had any say in it, I could see why he wanted that guy on the tour. Because he's very much in that Travis Barker vein of drumming.
Yeah.
But
that was cool. Having Travis Barker go up in the air and spinning around a little bit.
Yeah.
And it gave the whole set the stage to the other two.
Yeah.
I thought that was so cool. It was such a great setup.
I did realize that I had disconnected after Tom left Blink-182 because there's songs I had no idea what they were. So I think songs that I've never heard them play, or really early stuff from Blink that I never listened to.
Oh well, they did a song. They literally did a song for almost every album except for 9, and they did "Bored to Death," which is off of California, and Tom sang Matt's thing. But literally, that was the only. They only did one song off of California. But they basically did songs from Enema of the State, Take After Pants and Jacket, Dude Ranch, and Untitled, and Neighborhoods. They pretty much did a song from all those albums. So
there's a couple. I realized I'm not as into the Blink as I thought I was. I guess there's.
Well, when we saw them. We saw them together the first time. Untitled had just come out. Yeah. And that was like one of their biggest albums. Yeah. They had a lot of singles.
That was the last album I listened to of theirs, probably.
And then we saw them with Weezer. Yeah. And at that time, that was I think when Tom came. That was during Neighborhoods, I believe.
It was right at the beginning of Angels and Airwaves time frame.
Yeah, because Tom just came.
I think it was his last tour with them.
Yeah.
Because then we saw them with Angels. We saw Angels and Airwaves the next year, I think.
Right. No, we saw this. This was before Angels and no, after.
Okay.
We saw them with Weezer. That's when Tom came back for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Reunited for the first time. Then they disbanded again. And then but Angels and Airwaves all happened during that first break.
Yeah.
Then I saw them when California came out. But anyway, dude, every song's a banger. The place was going nuts. It was awesome. Yeah. But it was a great night. It was a great night with the two.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was a good time.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I was trying to explain to Allison Charlie 2 Chainz.
Yeah. Hardcore DJ Pauly D.
Yeah, we had some inside jokes, and then for some reason the propofol and
it must have been something you guys talked about before I got to your house.
I told Tony about
Tony latched onto it and would not let it go.
No, the propofol was brought up a million times.
Yeah.
Big Gatorade.
Yes, he would not let it go.
He would not let it go.
He was on it. He was on fire.
Oh my God. Everything. It all went back.
Almost like someone should make a TV show about his life.
Oh, and then my brother not understanding how that's how a lot of TV shows are. So explain to people. So my brother
I had to break. I had to have a class, like a TV class, to explain to him about television and the history of television and how a lot of shows are based off of people's lives.
Right. So my brother didn't
loosely based.
He kept thinking, he's like, everybody hates Chris or the rock show. He's like, if it's based on their life.
How is your life that interesting?
Yeah, and you're run out of stories, and we had to explain to him no, they have writers come in,
people that
embellish things.
Yes,
they make things entertaining. They're not going to. Here's just Brian went to the store today.
Yeah.
Oh, we can say Brian went to the store today, but 5 writers are going to come in and be like, here are the antics that happened when Brian was going to the store today.
Or here's our life experiences to loop into this to make it. to
funny.
flesh it out. Or Bryan
Yeah.
had a colonoscopy.
You're right.
Here's the fun that happened with Bryan's colonoscopy.
Right. You can embellish it, make it funny,
Yeah.
but like for some reason, Anthony he didn't
Didn't
get
get it. Didn't get it. It was not
Well,
happening.
we taught him. We
I don't
taught
think he still believes it. I don't think he still gets it. I don't think he got it at all.
It was really funny though.
Yeah.
But we had a great time. That was pretty much our week, Mark. Did you have anything else you want to add to that?
Oh, not really. It was pretty quiet besides the Blink show. Yeah, just the usual stuff. Kind of just catching up on TV shows, working. Same old same. Nothing crazy going on, which is kind of nice. It's been kind of quiet.
Well,
I went to, that wasn't last weekend. Was it last weekend? Yeah, I went to Maine. First race of the season was in Maine last weekend.
yes.
Yeah, so
we did talk about that because
okay.
you both missed D&D.
Yeah. I can't remember what week it is at this point.
I know. It's all
blends together.
It's all blur. Speaking of TV shows, Marcus.
Yes.
Today's the official day that they've made this dumb mistake of saying HBO Max and just turning it to Max.
Well, now it's not just the HBO stuff; it's all the Discovery stuff as well. So I don't know.
I gotta relog in.
Does that mean Discovery Plus is no longer a thing? Players been asking that, and there hasn't been any information about it. Like, do you lose your Discovery Plus account? Does that go away, and you don't have to pay for it anymore if everything's on Max? How does this work?
I don't know. All I know is one of my favorite shows that came out in the early 2000s was Clone High on MTV. Now, Clone High was created by our buddy from Scrubs,
Bill Lawrence.
Bill Lawrence, also, Lord, the guys who did the Lego Batman movie, and
the guys, yeah,
Lonely
Island.
Not Lonely Island, no.
But the guys from that, right? Isn't it the two guys from that?
No, Lord. They were going to do the solo movie, but they got kicked off. I can't think of their names.
I can't either. I can't think of it either.
Miller and Lord.
Okay.
Let's see. Clone High. But anyway, season 2 starts today on the Max, which I'm very... Oh, Bill Lawrence, Chris Miller, and Phil Lord. Now, Chris Miller and Phil Lord, we're going to be doing the Chris Miller. They have done lots of stuff that you would know. They were going to do the solo movie until Disney kicked them off. They're producers of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. They were also producers of The Last Man on Earth. They also did 21 Jump Street, 22, the Lego Movie, Clone High, After Party. But they have really great comic sensibility. Bill Lawrence is part of it. Very excited that season 2 came back. So I plan to start watching that. I have to log in again. Also, we had a big announcement after we recorded last week. Loki season 2 is coming out when, Mark?
Loki season 2 comes out October 6th.
Week to week. I think it's going to be 8 episodes, something like that. Kind of short. I think it's 6 episodes.
Yeah.
And then Echo is going to be the first time ever they're just dumping the whole thing.
Yes, and that drops November 29th. That's going to be Thanksgiving Day weekend.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
Which makes sense, because if it's Thanksgiving Day weekend, people have the time, so why not give them all at once?
Well, it's also, I wonder if, we don't know, but do they not have any faith in this?
No, I think it's because it's got pushed back just because scheduling, I think. And I think it's just, instead of it rolling over until January, or there's a possibility a Star Wars show might drop in December, because that's usually a December time frame for Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know.
So it might be like
weird.
they don't have a time frame that's going to work for it, or they're like, we want to get this out in time for Daredevil, which is coming out early next year, I believe.
Or maybe they're just kind of like,
So,
well, we'll get it out in a weekend and forget
well,
about it.
this is going to lead into the Daredevil show.
Yeah, Kingpin's supposed to be in it.
Yeah. So I think they definitely like have faith in it. It's just they just want to get it out in time to be able. I think they just didn't budget the time well for the year, like for shows coming out. Like right now, there's no shows on. And I think they messed up their plans here. And I think it was the switch over from people that have thrown off things because they like I think there's a new head of Disney Plus since the whole reshuffle with Iger coming in and everything. So
Well, if Bill Iger's in front of the whole,
Bob Iger. Why do you
Bob
keep calling him
Iger's in
Bill
charge
Iger?
of the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I still think it's weird. I
Yeah.
don't know. Hopefully it's good. And hopefully it's not.
I mean, it could also be just start trying it out. Like, is this something we could start doing? Do we need to put these shows out weekly, or could we just dump them all at once?
I mean, part of me feels like they're dumping Echo because She-Hulk, everybody's like, is Daredevil coming in? Maybe they're just like, we're going to dump it. And
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how this
Yeah.
goes. It could be a dud. It could be good.
Yeah.
Echo's probably one of my least. I'm not that excited for it, to be honest with you. So,
Yeah.
well, maybe it's a good thing. I don't know. Maybe
I think it's the whole thing of they need to get it out this year, and they just time wise don't think they'd be able to fit it all in the year. You know,
maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how it all works out, though.
Yeah, we'll see. Also, Loki season 2. I know the whole Jonathan Majors stuff is still happening. People have been noticing that now that they announced it, Jonathan Majors is not mentioned in any of the promotional material at all.
Well, you don't want to. Yeah. Why would you?
Disney's kind of separating themselves until this all figured out. But even like the press releases, it lists the Owen Wilson and all the actors' names, but Jonathan Majors is not mentioned.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We don't know what that means. Maybe Jonathan Majors isn't in it that much anyway. Who knows? But I mean, they made such a big deal at the end of Quantumania with that scene. So
yeah,
we will see how that all shakes out.
So really quick before we get too far into the next thing, going back to the Max launch today.
The Max.
One big change following the launch of Max is, I don't know, for anyone who has the 4K Ultra HD content, will be available only to subscribers of the new service's most expensive tier, Max Ultimate ad-free, which is $20 a month.
Oh God, no. I
currently HBO's Max ad fee plan includes a selection of 4K stuff. Otherwise, HBO Max customers mainly will see a boatload of new content from enhanced features in Max, which is adding programming from Discovery brands like HGTV, Discovery Channel, and Food Network. Warner Brothers Discovery said existing HBO Max subscribers will have access to Max at the same price as their HBO Max subscription of $15.99 a month without ads and $9.99 a month with ads. However, the regular Max ad-free tier will offer 2 concurrent streams, whereas HBO Max has offered up to 3. The Max Ultimate ad-free plan will offer up to 4 simultaneous streams. And if you were getting HBO Max through your cable, which is free, if you have HBO on your cable account, that's still the same. You'll still get the same thing. The one crazy thing, I was reading through this while you were talking about other stuff, is that current HBO Max subscribers can visit the link from our range, blah blah blah. The company said Discovery Plus, concurrently priced at $4.99 a month with ads and $6.99 a month without ads in the US, will continue as a standalone service.
Yeah.
Why?
Wait, you say HBO Max?
No, Discovery Plus, which is the Discovery.
Oh, they're going to allow people that just have Discovery if they want it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's fine.
the thing is, they've been promoting the heck out of Max on all the Discovery channels that they have, HGTV, TNT, all these things. But as far as I know from the person in my household who watches Discovery Plus constantly, she has not received one piece of mail saying, or anything, email, digital, anything, saying you don't need to switch anything. Like,
But if you don't
Discovery
need to
Plus is
switch,
still going to
then
be
don't
there.
worry about it.
No,
Yeah.
well, now I don't have to, because we thought we'd have to like she thought she was like losing her Discovery Plus, which she loves, and now we don't have to worry about it.
But you're paying twice. So like if you're a household that has HBO Max and Discovery, you can just keep Max and discontinue Discovery because you're going to have double. You'll
But that's
have
not
everything.
true. See, that's the thing, because as I was reading through that article, only select content from HGTV, Discovery, and Food Network are going to be on Max. So not everything.
Okay.
So there's still going to be
Alright.
some stuff that's going to be only on Discovery Plus, and I'm sure they're not going to bring over all the archived stuff to Max.
Probably not now.
So yeah, so like Claire likes watching old shows and different things on Discovery and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
what a racket.
Well, it's the streaming wars. Here we go,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
I mean, so speaking of apps consolidating, so Disney is now going to will be buying Comcast's share of Hulu.
Yes. Yeah, completing the purchase of Hulu.
Yeah. So Comcast is going to walk away with a huge chunk of change.
Yeah.
Disney has to put up in the billions. I think it's like $8 or $9 billion.
Yeah.
So once they do make this purchase, they on their call, Bob Iger had the call with investors
call.
whatever.
Yeah, investors
call. Basically saying like they're going, once that is done, they're going to start moving just like this. They're going to start bringing some content from Hulu to Disney Plus.
Yeah.
They're going to keep both apps available for now.
Yeah.
But they're going to start migrating things over.
Yeah.
And then I kind of feel like they'll migrate they'll have things on both, and then eventually I could see them either slowly getting rid of Hulu and just having everything on Disney Plus.
Yeah, because Hulu's basically now just like there's Hulu originals and stuff like that, like The Great and different shows like that, Letterkenny and stuff like that are Hulu only shows. But besides that, it's basically just like ABC stuff. I mean, there's some like 8 NBC shows, and you have Hulu TV and all that. So
yeah, but once Comcast has their share out, I could see them, once the contracts are done, them taking all their stuff back to Peacock.
Yeah, which most of the stuff is already off. There's not a lot of access to NBC shows.
No,
on Hulu.
No, a lot of it you have to go to Peacock anyway.
Yeah.
So I kind of see like even
CBS stuff's on like the Paramount Plus now and everything.
Yeah, you can't access CBS stuff.
Yeah, everyone's broken off into their own. I think Fox is the only one that has a lot of stuff on there.
And in other countries, a lot of the stuff that's on Hulu is on Disney Plus. There is no Hulu in other countries. It's all on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So we're the only country that has Hulu and Disney Plus. Yeah. So I kind of feel like this will be gradual, and eventually we could see the fading out. Or Hulu could just be that budget app where it's cheaper than Disney Plus. You know,
I think it's also Hulu for Disney Plus in America, at least. I think is a good location for them for things that folks might not think are Disney type things.
All the
Like I don't,
FX show.
yeah, like anything Fox stuff. Like I said, all the Fox stuff,
Yeah.
all the FXX stuff. You know, some of the Disney shows that might be more adult oriented. Like I don't ever see Letterkenny showing up on Disney Plus. So
But I mean, we do have all the Netflix Marvel stuff is on Disney Plus now. So
yeah, yeah. But I mean, I think it's just gonna be. It's not gonna. I don't think it'll ever be a. I could see them using it like they did with like MODOK and
right.
Hit Monkey and stuff like that, like
I
that kind
agree.
of stuff.
I could see that Hulu could
Living
be
on Hulu,
for
but yeah,
the adult. The more it's more it's family, but it's more adult
yeah,
targeted. Where
yeah.
Disney Plus could be the more family
Family-oriented stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I mean, I got the bundle, so I'm only paying $22, and I have
yeah,
Disney, Hulu, and ESPN.
yeah,
So it's a great deal.
yeah,
It's way cheaper than anything else.
yeah. And if you have Verizon, you get it for free. So
There you go.
yeah, so that's what I do.
Um,
It's one of the selling points for staying on Verizon.
there you go. Oh, also in big news, Mark,
Yeah.
Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny
Yes.
got showed was previewed at Cannes.
Yes.
It has mixed reviews. So I'm going in with low expectations. I want to enjoy.
I'm excited for it. I don't care. It's the Indiana Jones. I'm excited.
See, it's so hard for me to get excited after.
It's like I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, it's gonna be it's a farewell to a character I've loved since I was a kid. So
I know, but I feel like
I kind of treat it the same way I treated the Star Wars sequels. It's not like I'm going in saying goodbye to old friends. I know they're not gonna. This is like the end of their time as these characters, like we did with Marvel and Endgame. It's a goodbye to those characters. So it's like I'm going in at. It's like a wrapping up of a time that I enjoyed when I was younger, and it's like I know it's not going to be as great as it was then because the guy's in his 80s, so whatever it is. So it's not going to be the same, but it's going to be a nice little nostalgia tick. The member berries will be there, and I'll be fine.
I hope so. I mean, I'm getting
not going and expecting, Citizen Kane or anything. I mean,
I know, but you want a good farewell.
I'm sure it'll be fine. It's people put way too much on it. It's like people all psyched about Fast X, and look how great that turned out.
Well, it was number one at the
Everyone's
box.
been poo-pooing it all weekend.
Yeah, but it was number one. And I'm sure Dial of Destiny will be number one.
And I heard there was a cameo in it that everyone groaned in multiple theaters, and people have been reporting that there's been a not happy occurrence in that movie that someone appeared in. I guess Pete Davidson shows up, and people aren't happy about it.
No, it's The Rock. He shows up at the end.
Pete Davidson's in it too, I guess. He plays a random character in it.
Oh.
And people weren't happy about it.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think that that movie got panned too. Not because of Pete Davidson. People were saying it was just it's bonkers now.
Yeah.
It's way worse than it was, I guess.
Well, it's another one of those. It's a fever dream, basically. It's just here's everything that I want in a movie. In my last two movies, as this character.
But I don't know. I'm going in with low expectations of Indiana Jones. I see differently. I agree with you. It's like saying goodbye to a character. Yeah. But I also feel like the fans deserve something good.
Well, I think it's going to be good. I think it's just the critics. You can't go by, like I've gotten to the point now where I don't go by what the critics say, because they're going to just bash everything. You can't. I don't think any critics ever said, "Oh man, that was a great Star Wars film. Oh man, that was a great action movie." It was like that's not the movies they like, so they're not going to say they're great.
Well, I mean, this as
and no one gets now, and no one gets readership by putting on a headline. Man, that was a good movie. No one wants to read that. No one's gonna be like, "Oh, let me see how good that was." They're gonna be like, "Oh, this movie was terrible." And then, why do they say that?
I don't know. I'm not
shock value.
It's not shock value because other Indiana Jones films, their ratings were a lot higher.
It was also in the 80s. It was like a long time ago. People aren't
I
the
don't
same
know.
as they
See,
were then.
the first three movies are awesome, and I just love what Spielberg did. I love the way it was
Yeah.
filmed, and
Yeah.
that with Harrison Ford in his prime. I'm kind of getting over seeing, like, I have nothing. If he's old, that's fine. And
Yeah.
I heard that the de-aging stuff was good,
Yeah.
so I'm interested in all that. I just want a good story. If we're gonna say farewell, I just want it to be good. So
Yeah.
I'm going in low expectations. I hope to be wowed.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want to be wowed.
Mm.
So we shall see. It comes out in June or July.
June 5th. So like next weekend.
No. That's too soon.
Yeah.
Does not come out June 5th.
June 9th, maybe?
Nope. I will look up right now. I think it's June 20th.
Maybe you're right.
Let me look. Oh, I am wrong. June 30th.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was
Comes out
something like those signs.
because Spider-Man, then Flash, then Indiana Jones. So we shall see. Indiana Jones runtime 2 hours and 22 minutes.
That's
So
perfect. 2.5 hours. That's a good time. We'll be going to that.
oh yeah,
And then before that, we got the Flash.
we got the Flash in the middle with another aged superhero.
Yes. Which I'm going to hate see. So that's gonna be fun.
So on IMDb, Raiders of the Lost Ark, 8.4. Temple of Doom, 7.5.
Yeah.
Last Crusade, 8.2.
Yeah.
And then Crystal Skull, a 6.2.
Yeah, that was a bad movie.
And right now, I know on Rotten Tomatoes, Dial of Destiny is sitting at like a 48%. But
it's the critic one. It's always low. Unless they get paid to put 100%, they're not going to do it.
nobody's getting paid but 100.
I'm sure someone at Rotten Tomatoes is getting paid to boost up the ratings on some movies.
No. And plus they're all it's a percentage based on critics, on people's reviews.
Mm-hmm. You're telling yourself that, Brian. Live in your little Pollyanna world.
Okay. Well, anyway, in my opinion, The Last Crusade was the last Indiana Jones movie. It was my favorite.
Oh yeah, for sure. Crystal Skull never happened.
Crystal Skull was a fan of his fanfic, and if Dial of Destiny is the same way, I will just write it off as fanfic.
Yeah.
I don't know. We shall see.
Yeah, I've decided I'm going to go see Flash, but I'm only going because I have free tickets to use. So.
Okay. You don't have to go. No one's making you.
Like I'm interested to want to see how I want. Like it's like I kind of want to. Like people say, you stare at the train wreck. You kind of want to do that with this movie, in my opinion. You kind of want to see the train wreck.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm more excited for the Flash than Indiana Jones.
I know you are, because you're excited to see Michael Keaton put on a costume again.
Yes, I'm more excited for Old Man Keaton than Old Man Indiana Jones.
Yeah. Well, because you haven't seen Old Man Keaton in that costume before.
It's the 80s.
1989, so your excitement level is at the point people's excitement level was before Crystal Skull came out.
Right. Crystal Skull. If Crystal Skull never happened, I think I would be a little bit more excited for this one.
Yes, exactly.
I think the only thing that's going for this movie, I wish Spielberg did come back to direct this, though. Don't you? I kind of wish Spielberg was doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to have him do the last one, if it's the last one.
It is the last. They're not doing any more. Harrison Ford.
Oh, I mean, yeah, but I mean, it'd be nice since it's Harrison Ford's last one, to do it.
No, I don't want them to just tarnish and just make these movies. Just end it.
No, that's what I'm saying. It'd be nice if he had come back for this one, since it's Harrison Ford's last one.
Yes.
To do it.
Now
I know when they were doing this, he was doing Fablemans, so that could have been.
Well, the only thing that gives me hope about this movie is the director is James Mangold, who's
Yes.
directed Logan,
Yes.
which one of my favorite comic book movies of all
Amazing.
time.
Yeah.
Ford versus Ferrari.
Yes. A great movie.
Walk the Line.
Great movie.
So he kind of
He just directed those though. He didn't write them.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the writing is. I want to make the bold comment here. The writing is usually more important to a film than the directing is.
No, he wrote it too.
Oh, well, then there you go.
The writers are Jez Butterworth.
That's the guy that did the movie with him for. I think he helped. They might do the same team that did the 3 other movies that you tied.
John Henry Butterworth, David Cope, and James Mangold. Yeah, all 4 of them wrote this movie. So he helped co-write it and he's directing it. So there you go. That's that. I mean, I like James Mangold, so I kind of this is what gives me high hopes that it could be good. Ford versus Ferrari was written by the same guys.
Mm-hmm.
Butterworth, Jez Butterworth, John Henry Butterworth, and Jason Keller.
Yeah, Logan was written by a different group: Scott Frank, James Mangold, and Michael Green.
But James Mangold did write it, so
yeah. He wrote the story was by James Mangold.
Yeah,
so that's a good sign.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be better than people expect it to be.
I hope so.
I mean, it's Indiana Jones. I mean, it's not gonna be, like I said, it's not gonna be like, hard literature or anything.
No, I know, but we deserve a good story. That's all I'm saying.
No, I agree.
All right. Well, let's pray for the best there. I will stay positive like you. And then the big news, Foo Fighters have a new album coming out this June. They released their 2nd single. They put out a nice little teaser video.
Their first show is tomorrow in New Hampshire.
And the one
sold out show.
Oh, I'm sure. Josh Freese, who's played with everybody under the sun, will be their touring drummer.
Including Weezer, which I had no idea.
Yeah, he was the touring drummer for he played with Weezer, he's played with Nine Inch Nails, he's played with
originally from the Vandals. He was in Devo.
Yeah, he's done everything.
I've learned a lot about Josh Freese in the last 24 hours.
Huh?
I've learned a lot about Josh Freese in the last 24 hours.
He's been.
I need to know more about this guy.
He's played with everybody.
Yeah. Guns N' Roses.
Yeah. So
Perfect Circle.
Yeah.
Nine Inch Nails. So
it's going to be Foo Fighters will be an awesome show to see live.
Yeah.
We haven't seen them in a long time.
They are playing at Boston Calling on Friday.
Yeah. You know how much those tickets are?
$159 for a general admission ticket.
And you're just in a sea of people because they're not Boston Calling. It's like
it's literally at the Harvard Yard. It's at Harvard's athletic complex. Yeah. You're just out in like fields, like football fields and sports fields, and that's where the concert's being held.
Yeah, it would be cool to see them at an arena or something. Like
something a little bit more. Yeah,
that's them
organized.
Yeah, because they can play for 3 hours.
Yeah.
They put on a hell of a show.
Yeah. But after those 2 shows, and they do a couple other shows in America, then they're going overseas. And I'm assuming they'll be back next year for a arena tour.
Yeah. Well, we should keep our ears and eyes peeled.
Yeah, no, if they're playing at the UBS again, or if they're playing at that location, I do that
anywhere in our area.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm assuming like Fenway or Foxborough. They usually go to Fenway.
Yeah. I've never been to a show at Fenway.
Me neither. I've heard people gone and they said it's really cool.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
All right, we should keep our eyes peeled.
Yeah.
But it's a great video. It's very funny in the beginning. I definitely advise everybody check it out if you're a fan. It's great to see them to have their sense of humor is still there. after all the tragedies they went through. Keep it funny.
Yeah. No, the beginning part of the video was fantastic where they had different guys come in
Yeah, they
from
had
different bands. They had
Chad from Red Hot Chili
Chad from Red
Peppers
Hot Chili
comes in.
Peppers, then Tommy Lee.
Yeah,
Then the guy from, is that the guy from Def Leppard? The last guy?
I think so.
I didn't know who that was.
Yeah, they had different drummers come in from different
Yeah.
bands.
Yeah.
And Josh Freeze is like, "What about me?
He's like, can we just play?
Play?"
Because it's great too, because I actually shot, like, I watched the beginning of it again. Because I'd watched that part and then Chris called and I talked to me about it, and then we talked about Blink and everything. But I rewatched, I'm like, oh, I didn't even notice the first time that it's all shot from the POV of the drummer.
Yeah,
That
he's
first whole
watching.
part. Yeah, he's like watching them conversate about BS basically.
Yeah.
For like, but it just said, hey, can we just play? And then they go into like an hour long set basically.
Yeah, getting ready to go on tour.
Yeah. Yeah. And they played songs that we hadn't even heard yet. That hadn't even released.
New album?
Couple, like 2 or 3 songs. Yeah. I mean, they played Rescued. Then they played Under You, which is a new song I never even heard before.
Well, it just came out last week.
Yeah. And then they played one other one that I'd never heard. Falling something. And they mentioned the song. They mentioned the name of it earlier in the video. And then they played a song. And I think that was this song. Because I never heard that one before.
Never heard. Well,
it was a very slow song. It was like a slower song. It was towards the end.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm definitely Walking After You.
Maybe that was it.
That's off of A Color in the Shape.
Oh, okay.
That's a slow song.
Yeah, maybe that was it. Because they did mention another song. And he was like, oh, I don't remember the words. So I don't want to do that one yet.
Yeah. So it should be awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely go if they come around.
Yeah. But even off those 2 songs, Rescued and Under You.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, there's another album we're going to have to get.
Yeah. The album's going to kick ass, man.
Yeah. It's very few bands nowadays where I'll actually purchase the album.
Yeah. I buy them on vinyl.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's what I talk about with album. I'll buy the actual like hard copy of it.
Yeah. I don't buy hard copies very often anymore.
Yeah.
I
have thought about going back just in going and finding and collecting all the Foo Fighter vinyls from like the beginning of Foo Fighters and just getting all their albums on vinyl.
Well, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
Some might be more expensive.
I know, but that's just an idea.
But you could do it.
Yeah.
Because
they're one of my top, I would say, that probably my favorite band of all time, Foo Fighters.
Yeah, they're definitely in my top.
I am to Foo Fighters as you are to Weezer. I think. Foo Fighters could put out a 8-track and I'd buy it.
Yeah. I have my top 5 that I'm always excited for. It's usually Weezer, Blink, Foo Fighters, 9 Inch Nails, Real Big Fish. Those are like my top 5.
See, I'd switch out Pearl Jam with Real Big Fish. But the other ones are all exactly the same.
Yeah, I get excited. And they're all the bands I'll buy. I'll try to buy a physical copy. But yeah,
and Real Big Fish is all over, is around all the time, it seems like.
Who?
In this area. Real Big Fish. They seem to play down in New Haven all the time.
Before the pandemic, I saw them at Big E, which was awesome. Free show.
Yeah.
What a hell of a show on.
Franz Ferdinand's coming to New Haven soon, like in June.
Yeah, they have a new album coming out.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I kind of like to see Franz Ferdinand, but I don't want to go to New Haven.
Yeah. I'll just listen to the new album.
Yeah, Chris is telling me he's going to see in I think August or July, one of the two, at the Webster of all places. He's going to see Living Color with Extreme.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Wow, Living Color. Yeah, they're still around.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And they're originally from Hartford, so
yeah, I think they
that'd
are
be
from
cool.
Connecticut. Yeah.
Yeah. I
Man,
kind of was tempted to be like, ooh, I'd go see Living Color. Don't really care about Extreme, but I'd see Living Color.
that's Webster, man.
The Webster.
So many great bands used to go to the Webster.
I guess it's owned by the same. Chris was telling me it's owned by the place in Worcester now. Like they bought it, like some place out of Worcester, like a music venue there.
Huh.
So I went to their website and there's like nothing going on there.
I'm sure. It's a shame.
It's crazy.
I mean, look at all the bands we saw there. I mean, we saw Blacklight Burns, Bowling for Soup, Shiny Toy Guns, Morningwood. They had a lot of up and coming bands, festivals, battles of the band.
TB&E played on the main stage.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they used to even have local bands play the main stage.
We saw Angels and Airwaves there.
Yeah. How crazy is that?
Yeah. Like we saw a lot of good bands there. It's a shame that the Webster's just turned into poop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of depressing because it's a waste of a good venue.
Yeah, it is a nice little venue.
Yeah.
So, and they got the cool bar.
Yeah.
They got the side stage, the little side stage for.
They got rid of that. They don't have that anymore.
Oh, they don't.
By looking at the floor, the floor plan of it, they didn't show it in there. But they might use it still, but don't like say it.
Yeah. Oh, I saw Bloodhound Gang there with Dan.
We did.
We
saw a bunch of like random people there.
Yeah. We filmed a lot of bands there. That was our big place to go to.
Filmed a lot of places there.
Yeah.
Bowling for Soup. Yeah.
That's what I said, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mark.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else? Oh, we should, before we end the show, we should talk about one more time.
CliffsCon this weekend.
CliffsCon.
Don't forget. We'll be there.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Matt Ryan will be there.
Doubletree Hotel. Bristol, Connecticut. Toys, collectibles, awesome stuff. Come on down. $5 to get in. Over 75 dealer tables, special guests, costume contest, cash with a cash prize, and free caricatures and a lot more.
Yeah.
So come on down. We'll be there. I got to get my stuff ready. I'm like, panicking a little bit. So much I got to get together.
You'll be fine.
All right, we should wrap up the show. I got to go mow a lawn before work. All right, Mark.
Yeah.
Let's sign out.
Yeah, Big Kid Action's going to be there. It's a vendor. They're one of the vendors that'll be there. They're posted on the page. So, Brick House Comics is going to be there. There's going to be a lot of local vendors, comics, toys, you name it. It'll be there. Check it out.
All right. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Say your thing so we can go.
As always, be safe, be well, be kind.
And rewind.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah!